Hi guys. Okay, so let's look at balancing redox reactions in the basic solution. So we are given this example where a cyanide ion is reacting with a permanganate ion and it gives you a cyanide ion and manganese dioxide. So let's start the process. So again, there are going to be several steps. The first step is always to identify the oxidation numbers. So how are we going to do that? We are going to look at first the oxidation number of carbon and nitrogen. So here, so oxidation number of carbon, let us say, for example, in this case, we don't know. So X plus the oxidation number of nitrogen is always -3, okay? And this is going to be, since it's a polyatomic ion, the charge is -1. So X -3 is equal to -1. And X, this is going to be X is equal to -3 plus -1 plus 3, and that is +2. Okay, so that is the oxidation number of cyanide as carbon and nitrogen. Next is look at manganese. So what is happening is manganese. In this case, let us say we do not know for manganese, but we know for oxygen. So manganese is X plus 4 times -2 is equal to -1. X minus 8 is equal to -1. X is equal to +7. Okay, now here in this case, again, let us say for carbon, let us assume that we don't know. So let's put it at X plus nitrogen is going to be -3 and oxygen is -2, and that is equal to -1. Okay, so this is going to give you X -3 -2 is equal to -1, and this whole thing comes out to be X is equal to +4. Okay, next is for manganese dioxide. Then in that case, let us say for manganese, we don't know, that is X plus 2 times -2 for oxygen is equal to 0. X is -4 is equal to 0. So for manganese, it is going to be +4. Okay, so now let us write down. So this is the how you calculate for the individual atoms. Next, we are going to look at is which one got oxidized and which one got reduced. So let's write down first Cn negative. In Cn negative, nitrogen is the same on both the sides. It's -3 on the both sides. So it's really carbon that is changing, right? So carbon is going from +1, +2 to +4. So carbon is going from +2 to +4. So carbon is the one that got oxidized. Oxidized. Okay, and then comes the next is the MnO4, because here we saw that manganese went from +7 to +4. Okay, so this is reduced. And your common understanding, the one that gets oxidized is acting as a reducing agent, and the one that is getting reduced is acting as the oxidizing agent. Clear. Next is, now we are going to break this up into two cells. So which cells is it? So the first step is, let's create the two cells. Which one is the oxidized and then the reduced. So both of them have oxygen. So we are going to be adding water on both the sides. So let's look at this. Oxidized is one side, and then the reduced is the other side. All right, so let's bring in the Cn. So we have Cn, and we will have, one second. Yeah, so bring in Cn, one negative, and then it is, look at the Cn, and then that's going to CNO. CNO, one negative. And then you have here permanganate ion, -2, and that gives you, oh, sorry, it's -1, my mistake, I'm sorry. This is -1. And this gives you MnO2, sorry, MnO2. And again, it's a MnO2 is a solid. Okay, so MnO2 is a solid, MnO4 is in the aqueous medium, and then Cn, the cyanide is aqueous, and the cyanide is also aqueous. All right. Now, here, all the other elements, so we isolated the two, and then now you look at carbon and carbon balanced on both the sides, manganese and manganese are balanced on both the sides. Next thing, nitrogens. Nitrogens are also balanced on both the sides, 1 and 1, so we need not worry about that one. Next is we are going to be balancing the oxygen. So how are we going to do that? We are going to add water. So next is you are going to take the Cn, 1 negative, and you're going to add 1 water to it. Why? Because we are only looking at oxygens, and there is only 1 oxygen on the reactant side. So with that said, if there's only 1 oxygen on the reactant side, we only need 1 water. Okay, look at this one, MnO4, 1 negative. Okay, and that one has, we need to add that on that one, MnO2, and then you're going to add 2 water molecules. Why? Because we need 2 more. Okay, we need 2 more. Let me just push this a little bit more here. I'm sorry, but let's get this. So we have MnO4, 1 negative, okay, and that is giving you MnO2. And we need to bring 2 more oxygens, so 2H2O. Okay, so that's balancing the oxygen. Next is, so let me write this down. This is balance oxygen. Oxygen, like that. Okay, next comes the balancing of hydrogen. So balance hydrogen. Balance hydrogen. And how do we do that? We are going to add the hydrogen ions. So let's do this. Cn negative plus. We have 2 hydrogens here. So how many hydrogen ions do we need on that side? That's going to be 2 plus 2 hydrogen ions. Okay, and all this is in aqueous medium. And I'm not writing these species here because it's just time consuming, and it's going to take up too much space. Okay, so because of that reasons. Okay, next is, let's look at the situation on the manganate permanganate side. Okay, here we have, I'm going to just move it a little bit up. We have MnO4 minus 1. Okay, so if there are 4 hydrogens that side, so we put 4 hydrogens here. Okay, and that gives you MnO2 plus 2H2O. Okay, so that is balancing the hydrogen ions, as you can see. So next thing is the going to be the balancing the charges. Okay, and before we do that, now that's why it's important. That's why I did this. This is a basic solution. So when it's a basic solution, we will have to bring in the OH. Okay, so let's do that first. So we are going to, because it's a basic solution, let's put it here, basic solution. Here, you're going to add the OH. So balance the OH with the, like, bring in the OH, okay? Okay, so now we're going to write this again, and that is Cn 1 negative plus H2O, okay, plus, now how many OH ions are you going to add? You're going to add as many OH ions as there are hydrogen ions. Okay, so we see that there are 2 hydrogen ions on the other side, so we are going to add 2 OH ions on this side. Okay, and this, just copy the remaining CnO negative plus 2 hydrogens. And here also you're going to bring in the 2 OH ions. So it's going to be on both the sides. Okay, now keep a few things in mind. Certain things are going to change. What is changed here? 2 hydrogens and 2 OH, when they combine together, this is going to give you 2H2O. Okay, so in reality, our equation really becomes like this: Cn negative plus H2O plus 2OH negative, and this gives you CnO negative plus 2H2O. Okay, so now it hasn't stopped here yet. We have to cancel out the, we have to let me write this down, cancel out the waters. So we had cancel out the waters on either side. So that means that, let me write this again, Cn negative plus this water molecule is going to be cancelled out with the two water molecules. Okay, so that really is going to leave us with only one water molecule. So CnO minus plus 2H2O. So now let's cancel out. So this 2H2O, this 2H2O and this one water molecule is going to cancel out. So we are only left with one water molecule. So pay attention to that. So really our equation now is Cn negative plus OH negative, okay? And this gives you CnO negative plus H2O, just one water molecule. So that's the story with the, the cyanide side. Excuse me. Now we are going to look at the situation on the manganese side. What's happening here? Permanganate side. Okay, permanganate side has, we have to add also the OH groups. Okay, so I'm going to bring this here because of the space reasons. I'm going to bring it here. Okay, let's write them down here. MnO4, 1 negative, and we have 4 hydrogens ions plus 4 hydrogen ions. Okay, so this is, let me just copy it, 4 hydrogen ions, and then it is MnO2, okay, and 2H2O. So this is the story with manganese. We just copied it from here. Okay, so let's just bring it, let me just show it to you. Okay. All right, so here is that thing copied here. Okay, now we have MnO4, MnO4 permanganate with 4 hydrogen ions giving you MnO, manganese dioxide and 2 of water. So we are going to now add the OH to this also. Okay, so as many OH, as many hydrogen ions. So here we have 4 hydrogen ions. So we are going to be adding 4 OH ions. Okay, and this is going to give you MnO2 plus 2H2O, okay, plus 4 OH ions. Okay, now, sorry, this was 4. Sorry about that. Okay, so 4 OH ions and 4 hydrogen ions together, what do they create? Just like we have here, same story, we are going to have 4 hydrogen ions and 4 OH ions together will create 4 H2O. This is on this side, okay? Now we have a scenario where we can, we'll have to cancel out the waters, right? So 4 waters, if you see, let's write down this whole thing again. MnO4, 1 negative plus 4 H2O, okay? And this gives you, gives you MnO2 plus 2H2O, okay, 2H2O plus 4 OH negative, okay? So we see that now the water molecules cancel out, okay? And now we are left with this solution, this equation, MnO4, 1 negative, and there are really left is 2 water molecules, okay? And this gives you MnO2 plus 4 OH, 1 negative. All right. Okay, so we have these two sets now, and now we are going to just combine them. So let's combine them in the fifth step. Okay, so let's combine this. So we bring this, all this, I'm going to just put all this down here. We have Cn plus 2OH. Oh, sorry, I forgot to copy this down. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is the 2OH. Yeah. Okay, so Cn with 2OH and CNO and H2O. Okay, so this is one thing we're going to copy down. Cn negative plus 2OH negative, and this gives you CNO negative plus H2O. Okay, this is one thing. Next is we're going to write down our other half, which is MnO4, 1 negative plus 2H2O, okay, and this is giving you MnO2 plus 4OH negative. All right, now balance the number of electrons. So here we have, if you look at it, number of electrons is coming up from the charges. So let's get the charges also of these guys. So look at this cyanide, and I need more space, so I'm going to erase this. So look at the charges first. Let's get the charges. That's how we are going to get the electrons. Balance the electrons. Balance electrons. So that this is your next thing. So here we have Cn 1 negative 1 charge plus 2 negative 1 charge gives you 1 with a negative 1 charge plus 0. So really we are looking at minus 1 charge here. This is minus 1 plus minus 2 basically. So minus 2. And so this really becomes minus 3. And here is minus 2. Oh, sorry, minus 1. So what will you do? You are going to make the balance each half with respect to the charge. So with the Cn, we are going to add 2 electrons to make it minus 3. Add 2 electrons to make it minus 3. And that is for the oxidation, right? The Cn was really getting oxidized. So for the oxidation, on the right-hand side, you add the electrons. Okay, now look at what's happening in the case of Mn, that the charge on that case, MnO4, 1 negative plus 2H2O, and that gives you MnO2 plus 4OH negative. Okay, so here the charges are 1 multiplied by minus 1 plus 2 multiplied by 0, and that gives you 0 plus 4 multiplied by minus 1. So this really is minus 1, and the other side is 4 times minus 1 would be minus 4. Okay, so in this case, for the reduction, we add the electrons on the left-hand side. So this is 3 electrons if you add here. Sorry, if you add, so this is the minus 1, and so you're going to add plus like 3 electrons. So 3 electrons are added, and the charge was already minus 1, 3 electrons, and the charge was here of minus 1. So this really is minus 4, and this is minus 4. So just pay attention that the ones that are oxidation, there you add the electrons on the right hand side. For reduction, you add the electrons on the left hand side. Okay, for, I'm going to put this here, for oxidation, add electrons on right side. on right side. And for reduction, add electrons on left side. Okay, so this was already in the rules that we've already gone through in one of the previous videos. All right, so now all you're doing is that we got these charges are balanced. So what do we do now is the 3 electrons really means that you are going to now balance this whole thing. So let's write this down again. A lot of writing. Okay, anyways, that is what it is. So six step. Okay, here in the 6th step, you will write that the Cn, so balancing basically, Cn negative, let me see, Cn negative plus 2OH plus 2OH negative, and this is giving you CnO and plus water, CnO negative plus water, and we added those 2 electrons. We added those 2 electrons. Remember to balance the charges. So don't forget this number. Don't forget this addition you did. And here you added this thing. So don't forget that, okay? So here is going to be your 2 electrons, okay? Next is you're going to take the 3 electrons you added here you're going to put 3 electrons, okay, plus MnO4, 1 negative, plus 2H2O, okay, 2H2O and MnO4, and that gives you MnO2, okay, MnO2 plus OH, 1 negative. Okay, so this is, we just copy it from the top. And that is actually 4 OH. Forgot to do that. Okay, so here are the 4 OH, 1 negative. Okay, so 4 OH, MnO2, 2H2O, and MnO4, and then comes these 3 electrons that were added. All right, now you are going to make them equal, the electrons. So 2 electrons here, 3 times this whole thing, and 3 electrons here. So that means 2 times this whole equation. Okay, so 3 times this whole and 2 times this whole. What does it give you? This is going to give you now another set, which is 3 Cn negative plus 6 OH negative gives you 3 CnO negative plus 3 H2O and 6 electrons. Okay, that's one set. The next one is 6 electrons plus 2 MnO4 negative plus 4 H2O, right? And that gives you 2 MnO2 plus 8 OH negative. Okay, and now we are going to basically add and cancel out. So what are the things that are canceling out? So what do we see here? There are 6 OHs, okay? 6 OHs, 6 OH, and this is the 8 OH. So that is going to leave us with 2 OH negative, okay? That's one thing. Next is, what else canceled out? The electrons got canceled out, 6 electrons, and 6 electrons get canceled out. The rest is you just copy the equation, 3 Cn cyanide plus 2 MnO4, 1 negative, plus for the water, oh yeah, water also. Okay, so here was your 3 and 4. So this leaves you with just 1 water molecule, H2O, okay? And this gives you Mn, so 3CNO, 1 negative, plus 2, I'm going to just, I have to move this, plus, sorry, plus 2 MnO2 plus 2 OH negative. Okay, so that leaves your equation balanced. And now we are going to still check. That's our last step. Seventh step, check. And that check is going to be products versus the reactants. So products versus the, sorry, the reactants versus the products. Reactants, and the products. And what are these? So the reactants, look at it. 3 carbons, right? 3 carbons. And you have 3 nitrogens. 3 nitrogens. You have 2 MNs. You have 8 oxygens. Or rather, wait 1 second. 9 oxygen. 8 plus 1 more oxygen. Okay, coming from the water. And then you have 2 hydrogens. Okay, this is one thing. Let's look at 3 carbons. Then you have 3 nitrogens, and then you have 3 oxygens, and you have 2 manganese, and you have a total of 4 oxygens here, and then, wait 1 second, 3 oxygens, 3 oxygens plus, so we have 9 oxygens on this side. So 3 oxygens, this 3, and we have 2 and 2, 4, plus 4 oxygens, and then we have 2 oxygens more. So 2 oxygens more. So 7, 8, 9. So that's equal to 9 oxygens here. That's 9 oxygens, and this is also equal to 9 oxygens. Okay? So this is the thing with these oxygen, manganese, and then we have the hydrogens are 2 hydrogens. And if you look at the charges, balance the charges. Let's balance the charges. Okay, let's look at the charges. So for this whole reaction, we have 3 of 1 negative. This is coming from the 3CN negative. And then you have 2 of the -1 charge from the permanganate, which is 2 MnO4, 1 negative. And then for the water is 0, that's the water. And that gives you 3 CNO, 1 negative, and that is going to be 3 into -1 plus 2 into 0, the whole thing is 0, because it's a neutral, so 0 plus 2 into OH. So that is 2 times -1. So that is, so this is the, let me write this down. That is the MnO2, and this is the OH, 1 negative. All right. So now if you look at it, -3 plus, so -2, so -3, and that is -2, right? Plus 0, and that is equal to -3 plus 0 plus -2, and that's it. So here you have -5, and here also you will have -5. So even the charges got balanced. It was long, but I hope it was still easy, and I know it's just a method to it. Okay, so I hope you found it helpful, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.